Hey everyone, I decided to do this video based on something that happened to me last week, but a year ago last week. So let's just say the morning of the 14th of January 2020, 8:50 a.m. I know that because I made a note of it as it's the occasion it's happening, was the day that I decided to quit this. So this is my old vape device. It still has juice in from that day. I did try and see if the batteries are okay, but it looks like the batteries died in that time. It's been sat on top of my bookcase ever since, until today to make the video. Basically, one morning at work, I was outside for a vape, and then I thought, I don't really fancy this anymore, and I stopped then. I'm not saying it's been easy over the year. There's been plenty of times when I've gone to pick it up where I'd normally be having a vape just as something to do because it's just using your hands. But yeah, to say no longer. So it's now the 16th of January 2021. So for 1 year and 2 days, I have been both nicotine free and vape free. I decided that I could have just done vaping with no nicotine in and still had the flavour, but I decided that if I was going to stop it, I was going to stop it just totally. So yeah, haven't had any in over a year. I started vaping, it would have been October 2014, I think it was. I had smoked on and off at various times in the past. So at that point in time, I wasn't smoking, but I had felt the urges coming up. And at the time I think it was Groupon, had emailed, and in that there was a vaping starter kit in there. So I felt the urges to smoke and I didn't really want to go back down that road. So I bought a vaping starter kit, and then from that sort of point until January 2020, I was vaping. I was vaping nicotine during that. The strengths varied depending on which device I was on. Initially it was on the little pen style one, so that was quite high nicotine, and then as I got onto the stronger mods and like the big cloud chasing type stuff, nicotine levels dropped just because you're getting more vapor in each time. Part of the reason that drove me to stop vaping was singing. I wanted to see if my singing would improve after not vaping, so see if it's doing anything to my voice, see if it's affecting my lungs anything like that. I haven't really done much singing since quitting, so I can't give an accurate feedback on that. I did have a bit of a cough before I stopped. Like when I was vaping, there'd be people at work commenting that I was coughing, but I didn't really notice it. And then since stopping, they said that I was coughing less. So going by what other people are saying, it had that benefit for me. I'm not going to say it's all been plain sailing, that I've never thought of picking it up again, because there are plenty of times when I'd be doing nothing and just think, oh, I'd normally be vaping right about now. So yeah, it is difficult. I'm not going to try and make out like I'm some wonderful person that can just quit and that's it. Has been a difficult road, and it's still going to continue. I'm enjoying not vaping. I mean, I'm saving a lot of money on it because I did work it out at one point, but I would have been going through probably 10 millilitres of vape juice a day. So I was buying larger bottles and I was getting them fairly cheap, but still that's a lot of money to be spending on it. Not only that, it's the batteries in it, the devices themselves, the tanks, coils that go inside, all of that just adds up. It's a continuous spending, and to be honest, in my new job at the moment, I've been earning a bit less than I was before. So if I had to keep spending out on the vape, then it would have put me in a really tight financial situation. So I'm glad that I stopped when I did before starting the new job, because then that let me just not go in and be like, I need it. So yeah, this has been sat on top of the bookcase. I just had it up there, still juicing, just sort of out of sight, out of mind, or out of reach. Not really out of reach, but it's just somewhere that I don't go that often. Just keep it out of the way. Took some of the temptation out of the way. I applied for life insurance last year, and one of the questions that I got asked was if I smoked or vaped. I went through a broker, so they were comparing from different companies, and apparently a lot of the companies don't really classify any difference between vaping, smoking, vaping with or without nicotine. So if you vape with no nicotine, they just class it the same as smoking. So obviously as part of that, they put your premiums up. So I'm glad that I stopped, because then that means that I'll be able to get cheaper premiums next year. They base it on, have you done smoking, vaping, etc. in the last year? So when I applied in June sort of time, then it was 6 months, 5-6 months along. This year I'll be able to say nope, and then hopefully get cheaper. So that's another thing that can benefit you. So overall, by stopping vaping, it means that yes, there are times that I want to just pick it up and have a go, because that's just the thing. I miss the flavours a bit. Some of the flavours were pretty good, some were just not really that great. The positives mainly are that it saved me money, both on not having to buy liquids and consumables, and also it will be saving me money on things like my life insurance. Health benefits, as I say, people mention that I coughed less after quitting it, so we're assuming that it had something to do with that, so that's good. I haven't noticed any other differences in my health. I mean, for a while afterwards, my blood pressure was dropping a bit, which is good, but then again, I've also been losing weight, so it's difficult to tell one way or the other if it's the quitting nicotine or losing weight that's done that. Anyway, I thought I'd just give a bit of an update. I was planning to do a video early 2020 about quitting vaping, and I'd started to track my blood pressure change, and I was going to do all this and bring it up, and then I was like, I missed a few days here and there, and a few days became a week, etc. So then it got to the point of thinking, I'll just do it as a year since the quit and go from there. Anyway, I'll be back soon with some other videos, not sure what they're going to be, but until then, I'm Chris Plater, and I'll see you later. Bye.